would also keep in mind, as she had mentioned, I mean, we only have a few minutes when we review resumes, so the more, just, you know, the basic outline, I think it is better. I've seen some resumes that actually have paragraphs, you know, like somebody's objective is about 4 or 5 sentences is too long. They also have maybe a profile on the top. Those are things I don't think you necessarily need. Just again, quick kind of snapshots, different bullets within each key category, I think is very helpful, and like she said, easy to the eye.
I'm just going to go off that. You were speaking of categories. I don't know, what kind of categories are you looking for? I know you had mentioned leadership and having those captainships and that sort of thing, but does it vary per industry? I mean, what sort of key objectives and that sort of thing are you looking for?
What I would recommend is definitely look at the job description, and as we had talked before, you need to make sure that you have a resume that is pretty specific to each company. I like to always see the individual's name and then their education. Most of the positions that you're going to be applying for will require the college degrees. You need to make sure that your education is right up on top, along with the estimated graduation date, including some of your study abroad experiences, but then getting into more of the work experience would be the middle of the resume, and then jumping down to more of the on-campus involvement is kind of the basic outline that I like to see. Those would be the categories.
I know that sometimes a summary or profile can be maybe not done right, but it can actually be a huge asset as far as my review of resumes goes, to have that at the top, because it summarizes why you may be a really good fit for the position and doesn't force me to read through everything before you've already kind of convinced me. So that if you do that summary well at the very top of the page, that can make my job as someone who's reviewing the resume a lot easier to see very quickly why you'd be a good fit without having to wade through, you know, lots of paragraphs and long sentences about all the value that you've added. So it's a good shortcut for people who are in the reviewer role.
I think also, don't worry about filling up the page. I mean, you're college students, you don't necessarily have a lot of experience, and that it is what it is. So don't try to fill up the fluff of things you did back in high school or accomplishments. Put yourself in the shoes of the reader, the person who's reading the resume, and tell them substantive things that will be applicable to your skills and experience and background as it relates to what they're looking for.